This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Overnight, Russia began its attack against Ukraine on multiple fronts of the country. Already, at least 40 people are reported dead. NATO allies vowing this morning to support Ukraine.
Also, this burglar was caught on camera stealing from a nonprofit and then came back for more the next day. You'll hear from one worker who says she was crushed by what happened.
And we're also going to take a live look outside right now, Timberline Lodge, where the snow is coming down. A few people saw some flurries on their drive-in, and the weatherman himself says it was snowing in his neighborhood overnight. So Rod Hill, join us now for the start of the show and talk about that snow, my friend.
Yeah, so obviously not a story really that's snowing at Timberline. The bigger story's down here in the valley. And here we go. We have the one shot of snow, it looks like, that is moving through the area. And the back edge of this is already up around Longview. So once we get into the 7 o'clock hour, let's say, this chance of getting some snow on the ground, I think will pretty much be over. Here's the radar right now. Some flurries up around Longview. Much of what you see from Portland into McMinnville and Salem is barely just some snow flurries that you can see in the air. But the brighter white colors up here in Clark County, then moving over into Skamania and out into the gorge and parts of East Multnomah County, that is likely producing some dustings of snow on the ground. Now, so far, as you look at temperatures that are freezing, obviously it's cold enough for snow to stick. So far, the majority, if not, in fact, all the reports I have seen for dustings of snow on the ground are up in Clark County and up in Cowlitz County. 29 in Kelso, 31 Portland, 30 in Salem. Here's the bus stop. So we'll look for flurries to about 30 degrees out the door. Winds are generally light this morning. Partly sunny skies, 37 at noon, and then sunny, and will warm up into the 40s. So again, this threat of icy roadways, some snow sticking mainly into the 7 o'clock hour, and after that we should be dry. Back to you.
Rod, thank you very much. Now we turn our attention internationally. This is the big story this morning. Ukraine under attack. Video here showing tanks entering the country from Belarus. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the attack on state TV in Russia last night, claiming it's intended to protect civilians. While this was happening, members of the United Nations Security Council held an emergency meeting, and they are pleading for peace.
The White House says it plans to announce significant new sanctions to punish Russia for the invasion. Ukraine's president has declared martial law now. That allows for curfews and the seizure of property. He says the government will provide arms to citizens in need, and he's asked for NATO allies to help. The U.S. is also promising support.
We're doubling down on our assistance to Ukraine itself, making sure, as we've already done, that we're providing additional security assistance, diplomatic support, economic, humanitarian support.
The president will address the nation later today after meeting with G7 leaders.
We spoke to the pastor at the Ukrainian Baptist Church in Vancouver just after he found out about the attack.
We are broken tonight. Our people start to live a free life. They learn how to do that, and now it is like Putin tried to return back to Soviet Union.
The pastor's family lives in Kyiv, including his brother-in-law. We spoke briefly with him, and he says he heard bombs going off about 3 miles from his home.
We see panicked people, we see big lines at the petrol stations, we see big lines in also shops, because actually up until a few hours ago, actually no one believed that Russians could really do it.
The Ukrainian Bible Church is planning a special prayer service this Sunday in Fairview. In the meantime, they've collected medical and other supplies, but they say right now there is no reliable way to send them to Ukraine. Of course, we'll continue to follow any new developments throughout the morning. You can stay up to date on the situation in Ukraine on air and online at kgw.com.
Our top local story this morning involves a bizarre twist in regards to a suspect in one of Portland's recent deadly shootings. Investigators believe the man responsible for a deadly shooting last week in North Portland is the brother of convicted murderer Jeremy Christian. Christian is serving multiple life sentences for the 2017 MAX train stabbings, and now the district attorney is looking at whether to charge his brother. Here's Maggie Vespa with more.
The district attorney's office confirms David Christian is, as they put it, the individual involved in last week's fatal shooting of Zachary Moore. And Willamette Week is reporting David Christian is the brother of convicted murderer Jeremy Christian. Jeremy Christian is currently serving multiple life sentences for the deadly max stabbings of 2017, an attack that left 2 men dead and a 3rd wounded. Well, now it's his brother who may be charged in a different crime, the shooting death of Zachary Moore. Last Wednesday, police said Moore was gunned down in North Portland's St. John's neighborhood. Moore's family already wanted the DA to pursue charges against David Christian, but now, knowing about this connection to the deadly Max attack, Moore's mom is baffled.
I did not know that. I just found this out right now. Oh my gosh. So that's really scary for my grandchildren, you know? So that's really scary, and that makes me wonder why the police would let him go.
So she mentioned police letting him go. Why no arrest at this point? Well, the DA isn't commenting, but Moore's family says David Christian told investigators that he and Moore knew people in common and that on the night of the shooting, Zachary Moore pushed someone. They say Christian claims he shot Moore to defend the other person. Now, Moore did have a history of violent charges, but the family says Moore was a new dad and they don't believe he would have been violent that night. We have reached out to David Christian and the Christian family. No response. We'll let you know if that changes. As for Jeremy Christian, he is currently at Two Rivers Correctional Institution in Umatilla, serving multiple life sentences for the 2017 Max attack. I'm Maggie Vespa, KGW News.
Well, someone broke into a Portland nonprofit not once but twice over the weekend. It happened at Compassion Connect on Southeast 122nd near Division. That suspect was caught on camera as he got away with thousands of dollars in their property. The first break-in happened early Saturday morning, and then the crook came back Sunday. Look at this. Employees say he got away with a large TV, computers, printers, and medical equipment. Then he came back a 3rd time Monday, but by then they had changed the locks. Compassion Connect is a nonprofit that coordinates medical care, helps churches serve their neighborhoods, and runs an anti-trafficking ministry.
You know, if he had just come to us and asked for help, we would have done what we could to help him. So it's really sad that instead he would choose to come and try to hurt us and damage us.
Police are investigating. They hope this video and any tips from the public will help them identify who this guy is.
Now to some of the other headlines we're following this morning. We've learned the names of those killed when a helicopter owned by a Southern Oregon company crashed in Hawaii. 64-year-old Daniel Maurice was the chief pilot. He lived in Lyle, Washington. The 3 others on board lived on the island of Kauai, but worked for the Kroman Corporation. Kroman is a military contractor based near Medford. The chopper crashed during a training mission in Kauai. Just a shocking discovery at Sherwood Middle School last night. A person playing with their dog found a homemade bomb. Police shared this picture of it. It's a ball wrapped in tape with a fuse coming out of the top. Experts safely detonated the bomb at the scene. Police checked all other facilities in the district to make sure there wasn't another bomb. And a reminder this morning that roads are slick and some areas are seeing black ice. That's what caused 2 rollover crashes in the exact same spot. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office tweeting out these pictures. This is Northeast 201st Avenue, just below I-84 in Gresham. Fortunately, despite the way that looks, nobody was hurt. But again, watch for potentially icy roads this morning.
One of the big stories we've covered the past 2 days here on Sunrise is the potato chip factory explosion in eastern Oregon. This happened Tuesday at the Shearer's Foods facility just south of Hermiston. At least 6 people went to the hospital, although they've all been released. Firefighters say evacuation orders for nearby homes have also been lifted. Meanwhile, company representatives from Ohio are now here in Oregon trying to figure out what to do next. They met with employees like Corey Harris, who's worked at the factory for 16 years. Corey told us his coworkers are like family.
Shears changed a lot in people's lives, gave them jobs, gave them opportunities to grow, like really getting teary-eyed because of what happened. It was just so sad seeing that happen. Now, where do we turn? Where do we go?
The city says 1 out of every 30 jobs in Hermiston is connected to Shearer's Foods, and the city is working with the company to help keep operations there going.
Well, Fred Meyer stores across the Portland metro area have a new way for you to recycle and cut down on waste. There's a new selection of products that come in some pretty cool reusable packaging. Fred Meyer partnered with a company called Loop. It's a recycling platform for new packaging. So you can buy products from different brands, everything from barbecue sauce to, you see Clorox wipes right there. And then you return the empty containers right here to the Loop collection bin at the front of the stores. Crews pick them up, clean them, refill them, and then they're ready for another customer. You're charged a small packaging deposit when you buy the product, but you get it back when you return it. You just have to download the Loop app.
All we have to do to get the package to go around and be enjoyed by the next consumer is collect it back, sort it, and wash it, and it gets filled right away. So that's significantly less impact from a global warming point of view.
That is pretty awesome. The products range from things like barbecue sauce to disinfecting wipes and baby food. Some of the containers these things come in can be reused up to 100 times, and that can save 9 pounds of plastic waste. Pretty cool. Love that. Okay, let's talk about the weather because you're starting to get the photos this morning, Rod.
Yeah, here we go. This is Camus, Cindy Campbell. Thank you very much. Up early with us. You can post your pics on my KGW Rod Hill Facebook page. Just post them as a message under my top post. I'll grab them and put them on the air. But that's a solid dusting of snow on the deck, it looks like. And I will tell you, we have numerous reports of dustings of snow on the ground, a quarter, half of an inch, including snow on area roadways and sidewalks from Ridgefield, La Center, down through Vancouver, east to Camas. We've had reports coming to the newsroom of some snow into St. John's. I'm not sure if that's a solid dusting or not, but you can see the batch of moisture coming across the region. Now notice, you get up to around Longview, here's the back edge. This is a one-time early shot of cloudiness thick enough to produce some light precipitation. And here you can see right now the best snow rates, the brighter white, are clearly on the east side of town. I think it's mostly just flurries out west. Had some reports of some light flurries out in Forest Grove as well. All right, early numbers, certainly cold enough for snow to stick on any surface, right? We're generally around 28 to 30 to 32. There's 30 in Kaiser and 30 in Salem. Winds are light. So the forecast, we're watching out for the icy conditions early this morning, with most of the snow reports right now being up north, up into Clark County in terms of on the ground. This afternoon, we get sunshine coming, light winds, and just like that, we'll be up into the 40s. So again, this is an early morning thing, if you will. Up in Clark County, southeast winds light, 5 to 15, battleground 43. Overnight tonight, clear skies, and then east winds will pick back up. It's pretty much calm out there right now, but tomorrow, we get back into gusty east winds, sunshine, cold lows in the 20s, highs in the 50s. Still looks like we cloud up Saturday. Afternoon rain at the coast, evening rain coming into Portland. Rain early Sunday morning, breaks into showers. And then I'm watching next week. Could we get just hammered with heavy rain, several shots, high wind warnings at the coast? Something we're watching for next week. Back to you.
Very cool. All right, Rod, thank you. If you have snow pictures and you want to share them with us, text them. The number is 503-226-5088.
Quick check-in right now at the Oregon Convention Center. This is the home every year of the Portland International Auto Show. Now, last year, of course, the show was canceled because of COVID, but it is back, kicks off later this morning, and we are live at the Convention Center to give you a sneak peek. The tag team duo of Eric Patterson and Devin Haskins joining us live here on the Sunrise Show with some of those cool cars. You like that one, Nina?
Yeah, looks fast.
All right, we'll talk more about that and other cars next on Sunrise.